Hey everyone, I haven't been on here in a long time. I traveled across the country finally, and I'm back. Back in the previous situation I was in before, so I'm kind of happy to be here. It took not kind. I am happy. It just took like uh, a lot of bus rides and hours, and like feeling really like uncomfortable physically, and yeah. Excuse my makeup. I don't normally wear this shit, and it looks pretty goofy. And yeah, I kind of fucked it up. So anyway, so I figured I'd just talk a little bit about how the trip went and like what happened when I took the the bus here. Um, it. I mean, I don't even know if anybody watches this channel anymore, but yeah, I'm just doing this anyway. So I guess if people still are watching, yeah. Anyway, so the first thing that happened was I got on the bus from Charleston to Ohio. Well, I didn't get on it. I got on an hour and 30 minutes late. And I figured I'd be okay because the bus in Ohio I had an hour and 30 or 40 minute delay there before that bus left, but I ended up showing late to that one. So it just made the whole trip, the whole process, and the buses I was taking get messed up. It was just like a chain reaction kind of thing, and it all just kind of got fucked up. So I ended up going to Columbus, and Columbus was interesting. There was some people. There was a chick there who was real nice on the bus from Charleston to Columbus. She kind of had a beard, but she was pretty cool. uh, she showed me around. And she told me about a couple of things there. She was actually pretty cool. And then, trying to think what else. So there was that. That was the first thing I experienced. I actually really like the Columbus, uh, the Columbus bus station because they had like video games. I just thought it was interesting. A lot of people say it's like a bad area, but I was fine there. I ate a burger and what else? I think I had a burger and some fries maybe, but it was legit. And I was also really tired. I was starting to get tired at that point because I had got up super early to catch the bus and just be ready for everything. So I was like really tired when I got there, and I was talking to my boyfriend on the phone, and I was telling him about what I was seeing on the TV, and it was super loud. It was like blaring through the whole bus station, but they had it, it had it on speakers, I guess. And anyway, there was basically this woman there was some woman doing weightlifting, and she started screaming and doing, it was really funny. And then there was a rat taking like a shower and bathing itself. I'm sure people have seen this video by now, but it was on the news, and I was trying to explain it to him, and he was like, okay, sure. No. But so there was that. I'm trying to think. Finally, I get on another bus, and it was supposed to go, I think, to Chicago, but where did we? Or I don't know why I'm saying we. I guess the people on the bus. I mean, but I don't. I'm trying to remember where it ended up. I think it went Columbus to, I want to say Chicago, but we ended up going to, I want to say Sioux Falls, but that's too far off. There was somewhere else we went before that. Oh, wait, no, I don't remember. I want to say Sioux Falls, but for some reason I think there's somewhere in between there that I'm forgetting. Um, oh, Kansas City, or was that after? Yeah, okay, I think it was Kansas City, and then it was Sioux Falls. So it was Kansas City. Kansas City was sketchy. I thought Kansas City was super sketchy, but there was some chick who was on the bus, most of those bus rides to Kansas City, who was super nice. And so yeah, I talked to her off and on. She took all the same buses as me. And then yeah, I got to Kansas City. The people were sketcy. I'm pretty sure a couple people were dealing drugs in there, and I was just like, okay, I don't know, whatever. But so that was interesting. And then I lost my bag in Kansas, Missouri because I went to put it overhead, but it was being a pain in the ass trying to go into the. There's these little wires that are in between the actual, they're there to keep everything in place, but they make it hard for you to put your luggage in there too. But anyway, I didn't want to leave it in there, so I asked some guy to put it under the bus, and he said yeah, and he was gonna do it, and then I guess he just left it there and didn't do anything with it. So uh, my baggage got lost for, or my bag got lost for a while, and so that sucks. That kind of pissed me off because it had my nicer clothes in it and a pair of tennis shoes that were nicer than the ones I was wearing on the bus, and so I was kind of upset about that. And then I took that bus from Kansas City, Missouri to, I want to say, Sioux Falls, and they told me when I got there that the bus station was 24 hours. And I was like, and then I realized when I was looking at my bus ticket in Kansas City that I was going to be delayed overnight. And I was like, fuck, okay, so I'll just stay at the bus station. And then I get to the I get to the bus station, and they're like, oh, we're only open till 8 o'clock. Or actually, I was talking to the woman driving the bus, and she said, oh, we're only open till 8 o'clock. You're gonna have to find something else out, figure something else out. So I go in there, and they tell me about a cab company, and luckily I had been saving some money, so I could get a motel or hotel right down the street. That's not what the money was saved for originally. I was saving to eventually get a car and another place to live with my boyfriend, but and to get my dog flown here, but I had to use some of that to get a place. And so I get a Motel 6 room, and then luckily there's this badass restaurant that's like right next door, and I've never had this, but I got fried pickles. Fried pickles are magical, and they had hot chocolate in glass mugs, which did make sense to me because it's a hot beverage, and I don't know. So, but it was good hot chocolate, and I think I had a Reuben or something, but yeah, that was good too. It was a little dry though. I think yeah, oddly, even though it had sauerkraut on it, it was kind of dry. Anyway, it was still really good, especially. But what was really weird was that I was like, I think it was like day 2 or 3 I was at this point. I think it was day 2. And so I go in there, and I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but it was that time of the month, dude. So I was like, I probably had some funk going. Like I'm sure I was all sweaty, my hair was greasy, and it was gross. And I had like 2 different jackets on, and I went in there and I ate it. So that was interesting. That the waiter was he was really super nice to me, and even though I smelled horrible. I went in the bathroom, I was like, perfume, and he was still really nice to me. So I tipped that dude, and then yeah, so I thought that was funny. And then I got to go sleep in a bed and shower that night, and that was amazing. That completely, I don't think I would have been okay if I didn't stay there for that night. I think I needed that, so I was glad that I had the money for it. After that, trying to think. I think I went to, no, yeah, Billings? No, yeah, Billings. So I went to Billings, and that was interesting because I lived in Billings when I was a kid, and I freaking hated it. Billings is a shithole. I'm sorry, it's a shithole. And so I get there, and I'm waiting in the bus station with a bunch of other people for like an hour or so, and these like cracked out meth people like start arguing with this dude who's sleeping for no reason, and they try to say that he started it. The dude was fucking sleeping. So it was pretty. I thought you don't want to fuck around in the Billings bus station because the employees will tell you to fuck off, and that's basically what happened. The dude was like, this couple was trying to start shit with some guy, and they tried to say it was his fault. So then the employees were like, hey, we don't believe you. You're not going to be harassing our anybody in here. Get the fuck out, or we're going to call the cops. They didn't say get the fuck out, but they did say get out of here, or we will call the police, like right now. And so they left, and they were super annoying, and I was glad they were gone too. So yeah, they were rude, loud, super, super annoying, and just all, like, I want to say meth or cracked. I don't know. They were definitely on some kind of drugs. I felt bad though because there was some other guy who was all methed out or post meth or whatever, or post crack. He was in there cleaning the ground with a glove. He had his hand holding a glove. He didn't have it on his hand, the glove. It was in his hand, and he was going around, walking around and wiping the floor with his glove. And I was like, okay, you have fun with that, dude. Okay, whatever floats your boat and is keeping you busy. So he did that, and then there was that couple. So that area kind of sucked, and I knew it would anyway, because Billings it's always been a shithole. Yeah, I mean, when I was 10, it was a shithole. So then I took a bus from Billings to, I want to say, Cheyenne, and then from Cheyenne to Spokane. So yeah, I think that's pretty much, I think that's it. And when I got off the bus, like, I'm sure I smelled horrible again, and I probably looked really weird because everybody else on the bus had, there's that crazy eye look that people get where their eyes are just like wide open, and they're just like they've seen some shit or something. That's probably what I look like, and everybody on the bus looked the same. So I get off the bus, and my boyfriend is in the car, and he sees me. He kind of looks like he's in shock, like, I think partly because I lost a good amount of weight, and partly because I looked insane. So, and then I told him, I said, I stink, like, be careful, like, I really, really stink, like, so I gave him a hug, and he was like, oh, you're not that bad. And later on, he's like, man, you smell like all these different bus smells combined. I'm like, oh, that's great. So I guess I just smelled like Greyhound bus, that's what he said. And so, yeah, that was it pretty much. I mean, I had a few people that I talked to. Somebody offered to give me a ride, pretty much, and then there was that in South Dakota, which was kind of weird. And then there was I'm trying to think what else. It was really pretty though when driving through, the countryside and stuff, and seeing some stuff in South Dakota, and I mean, Montana and Wyoming, they had some pretty snow scenes, but it was mostly in South Dakota where there wasn't really a bunch of snow keeping you from seeing all the pretty stuff. Let me think. Also, I had to listen to the same, like, 15 songs over and over again. I think I had Sting, Tom Petty, and Fields of Gold was on in the Sting songs. And it was funny because I'd be driving past Fields of Gold, and that song would be playing, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, it was really cool and with the views, and meeting some people who were nice. And it was also interesting meeting people who weren't so nice. Just to see crazy people doing crazy things is kind of interesting in a way. And I was thinking about how it'd be kind of interesting to do some kind of documentary or write a book about, and just spend time on a Greyhound, off and on, and experience people, on the Greyhound buses and stuff, because there's some crazy people on those buses, but myself included, I'm sure, but not crazy in the way that some of the other people are crazy. Anyway, so yeah, it was interesting, and I was very tired when I got back. I still am. I think I'm still recovering, and that's why it's taken so long for me to vlog. But I just wanted to put all that out there, or tell you guys what happened. And anyway, I'm back, and it was stressful, and I'm tired still. So thanks for watching.